I do have a complaint about Quan Chi. She needs more
Yes.
muscles.
That is true.
True.
If not, I'm gonna
That's a
kill
very
you.
fair complaint.
I'm
That is
literally
true.
gonna kill him.
If she is
I,
not,
I, I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna write a note to Fujimoto right now.
if she's
This is
not,
unacceptable.
if she's not ripped on that suit, because Denji bulked up and Barem is bulking up before our very eyes.
Stop with the girls, guys.
Oh,
What?
He's swelling every week.
Okay,
Brem's in the wrong manga.
that's way too weird. Swelling up. What are you talking about?
It's gonna the buttons are just gonna
Like
be
a balloon?
boom. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Public Safety Special Broadcast. Today we are joined again by one of our regular hosts, a returning guest, and a new guest on a special break week episode to talk about Chainsaw Man hating. We're doing a hating episode. That's right. We all hate Chainsaw Man here. The comic sucks. I don't know why I'm still reading it. No, we're just going to. It's been the last chapter. People were getting some frustrations out in the fan talking about the chapter was so short. We got two breaks. Everyone's complaining, so we're doing a complaints episode. That's right. We're talking about part two of Chainsaw Man. What would you change if you were Fujimoto? You could definitely do better. So let's hear it. What do you got? What do you want to see? How did he fumble? How did he fall off? Fujimoto fell off. Chainsaw Man fell off. That's what we're talking about today. But before we get into that, I'd like to go around and have all of my host guests introduce themselves, give your name, age, and devil contract. I am Secret Doves, age 33. Of course, my devil contract is with the War Devil, Jake.
Hello, I am Jake. I am 26. My devil contract is with the shameless self-plug devil. 2 days ago, I put out my metal cover of the Chainsaw Man opening kickback out on all streaming platforms, as well as a special music video on my YouTube channel, Jake Jones. So,
Woo!
Metal as hell.
It's,
yeah,
it bangs, dude. It's fucking.
Okay.
gotta shill wherever I can.
I blasted it.
My name is Zuzu. I'm 17, and my devil contract is the Tomato Devil. I'm keeping up with the tradition.
The canon, the lore. PSSB lore is
Yes,
real. The kayfabe. This is a real public safety broadcast from the actual public safety ultra secure media broadcast.
exactly.
And last but not least, our new guest.
Hello, my name is Dimiko. I'm 23 years old and I have a contract with an Ultra Kill Devil, an awesome video game I highly recommend.
Ultra Kill is
Oh,
pretty fun. You can punch
interesting.
bullets and stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's so great. It's such a dopamine rush when you do that.
It's a stupid game. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Good little roguelike recommendation and a roguelike shooter recommendation in there at the end, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about why Chainsaw Man is terrible. I just want to open it up
It's
to
more.
the guests. First of all, I have my own complaints that I like to rag on. But open the floor to the guests. You have a seat at the table. What do you want to see? What do you think sucks? What do you think needs work? Fujimoto, pack it up, workshop it with some more kid. Run it back. Let's see it.
Become
See
a
it.
better writer.
Yeah. Anybody?
Mm, it's- well, I think the tonal shift between part one and part two is pretty jarring, because part one feels much more comedic, at least for like 80% of its run, in my opinion. It's much less drama packed than part two. It's much less psychological, in my opinion. Although it has its moments, especially through introspective moments of Denji. Uh, Whenever he's talking to himself, like he's digesting what happened and all that. I think it's a bit lacking in that regard. Like part two, I'd like it to have much more introspective thoughts. That's for starters, I think.
Yes. Okay.
Mm,
That is a good point. I do think
Mhm.
we got a lot of introspection with Asa at the start, but
oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
we've kind of left that all behind. Even the Asa introspection does kind of trail off at a point. Uh, Fujimoto does kind of like he vibes with the third person of manga quite a bit. He really delves. He has the specific moments where he delves in, but I could see that. I could see that. What else you got? What other things have you not enjoyed? Not funny enough, too serious, too dark. Yeah, I get it.
I
Mm,
guess if to follow up on the Asa comments and I guess the tone shift in general, this is the big thing I thought about when I thought about criticisms of part two. I early part two was gas, dude. That was just, it was peak Chainsaw Man.
I loved it
Um,
too. I loved it too. Yeah.
just with everything with Asa for me up until right before the right after the aquarium. I thought that all that shit was just gas.
Mm.
Um,
Up until
I think
falling.
yeah, in the Falling Devil arc, I think Fujimoto like I personally think he had the payoff of Asa's like depression, introspectiveness, all of this stuff. I think it paid off too early. I
Mm.
think having that moment of her saying, "I don't want to get close to anyone because or like I want to, I don't, I'm so lonely that I want to be with someone, but anytime someone gets close, I push them away. I'm
Mm-hmm.
afraid of getting close to someone." Like that was like a huge character thing that you would expect a lot later or something. I don't know. It felt weird.
Huh.
And then right after that, we don't get we get like a few chapters where she even appears, few and
Yes.
far between, and
No Asa,
it's
no
just there
yoru.
was such a fantastic foundation. Yeah, no Asa or no yeah. There was such a fantastic foundation in the first few or first like the couple dozen chapters of of part two, but I like it feels like the foundation was abandoned in order like and I get it. I love Denji. Like we all none of us would be here if we didn't love Denji. But it's just
True.
like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jake is joining me in the
There,
no
it
yoru
comes to a
camp.
point where it's annoying.
What was that, Zuzu?
I think I miss how introspective Denji was, or
Mm.
at least how we got to see his thoughts. It's kind of, I don't know, disappointing.
Yeah, we're getting all this Denji content, but we're locked out of his mind, which is weird.
Yeah.
For
it's like he's become yeah.
Ooh,
We
so,
all tried to go at once right there.
somebody, I think Denji he uh you know people have, here's we have a tweet thread here. We got some hater comments from the internet. A comment from there is Denji is getting the wildest subplots. This is from Loxon 3312. I'll put it up here on the screen somewhere. Loxon 3312 from Twitter adds, Denji's getting the wildest subplots seen in the manga so far, and all he has to add to it is oh, and you know, he's like, he's
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
all this crazy stuff is
Okay.
happening, and he's just like, what?
that's so lame.
Yeah, he
Yes.
should have made some comments, like at least some introspective, like internal thoughts. I would
He's
love
like
that.
become an NPC in his own manga.
I mean,
No,
it kind of fits.
Yes.
that's so mean.
So sick.
He clearly like, and I think that there is something to be said. There is a charm. I get it, that's a fantastic criticism. There is a bit of a charm to the idea of someone who was formerly the main character who we followed throughout the entirety of part one. There were only very few chapters that he wasn't in. To have him become a character who essentially doesn't even want to be a character in his own manga. He is so like beside himself with it. I get like after a while, like the gag gets a little old, but there is
Mhm.
something to be said for how silly of an idea that is.
I mean, he is kind of in that situation, right? Like he's not Chainsaw Man anymore, and Denji isn't anybody special on the face of it, right? Like Denji minus Chainsaw Man is just some dude, like just some random guy. He's not like famous. He doesn't have money. He's not smart. You know, he's not really good at anything. He's some dumbass
I,
I,
I, I
I
miss the
think
old
punk.
you're bullying
Denji.
him.
I
What?
miss the scamming homeless people Denji.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not very.
Well, yeah,
That's some NPC behavior, right? Like, he's just some guy.
I think it's a pretty nice parallel to Asa's character arc, which was kind of too fast, but after like what 15 chapters of this current Denji arc, we still didn't see him progress at all. Like it's kind of
Mm,
stale. His character is a bit stale in my opinion. I'd like him to make some actual like progress, like what does he want to do
yeah.
without the chainsaw powers.
Yes. We all. I. Please, Denji, come on, kid.
I think it's because there aren't any people who actually make him come out of his shell. I feel like this is a good representation for depression, but I mean, it still sucks a little.
Yeah. Yeah. I.
Also, the like yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think like the current arc is a bit like I understand that the build up is for something big, and it's actually something big with the big war breaking out and all that stuff. But I'd rather have like more character development from Denji with
Sure.
some his internal thoughts, like I said earlier.
Yes, that was a very common complaint in the
Yeah.
thread. People were like, "What's Denji thinking? What's going on in his mind? He's just standing there. He's not doing anything." I think that is a fair complaint. It is pretty frustrating. I do think that frustration is by design, though. Like that is, you're supposed to be like
I
Yeah,
feel
Denji,
like
probably.
Denji.
one thing, if we were yeah, if I had to like break it down, because maybe this is very tailored to my own personal issues with it, but if Denji, if Asa is going to be the focus of part two and Denji is going to be a supporting character, commit. Like
Yes, yes,
if we're not gonna see what
Oh,
Denji
yeah.
thinks, if we don't have this inside to Denji, then what? And I say this, I love Denji. Why do we see him so much? If we're not gonna get this part of him, like we need a bit of an inner narrative to help push the story forward. We need to see like what is someone within the story thinking about what's going on, because there's no narrator in Chainsaw Man. This isn't like Jujutsu Kaisen where we need someone to explain why Gojo's power fucking is the mega suck or something. We need like we need a character there, and it's I think with how much Denji we get it breaks. It goes back to. I feel like a lot of these criticisms are gonna be kind of linked. I think we're all kind of on the same page as to what we think should be improved. I know Fujimoto's a big fan and he listens to all of these, so he's gonna take this to heart.
Yeah. Listen up,
But
I know you're tuning.
He's
yeah,
probably gonna do the opposite.
We know
He's probably
better.
gonna
commit.
double down.
Yeah,
We'll get to
commit to the
Kohara
bit. You know.
retweet soon. We'll get to
Yeah.
the Kohara retweet soon.
Yeah.
I
I mean, he couldn't commit to the bid in Goodbye Eri. What do you expect from him?
yeah. I will say there is a brand of these complaints that are like, I miss Denji's introspection from part 1. I will say there is not very much Denji introspection in part 1 at all.
Yeah.
There's
I was
not
about to say like.
there's not very much Denji introspection. There has never been very much Denji introspection in this manga at all. And we have already had a little bit of it in part 2. Funnily enough, in the Asa arc, we got quite a bit of Denji
Yeah.
introspection.
When they were dating, yeah.
Yeah, when they went on the aquarium date, we got Denji's thoughts a few times, and when they're watching TV at Denji's place.
Oh yeah, do dogs smell bad?
Yeah, do dogs smell bad? We got that whole introspection, but since then we have
Oh,
not
that's fire. Yeah.
had much.
Yeah.
He dropped it off. It's an interesting thing. Why did he do that? I kind of wonder if Fujimoto I wonder if he's confused. He's confused, like
Does he know?
Denji's confused, so he doesn't want to
Yeah.
He doesn't what would Denji be thinking? It's hard to say, you know. I feel like
Then
that's
use
kind of
self-insert.
he doesn't know what he doesn't know what he's thinking. Now you have to ask him are you happy? And he's like, I don't know. That's fucking nasty, dude. Denji,
No,
please.
for real.
I do think, in some sense, the frustration with not knowing what Denji's thinking again is by design. That one it's supposed to be pissing you off. You're like, Denji, Fujimoto,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. How do you like that? You don't. This evil man.
I don't know, because I feel like a mangaka's actually okay, I'll say it. Whatever. I feel like a mangaka's job is not necessarily to frustrate their reader. I don't think it's intentional.
This spoke by a guy who has not read much One Piece yet.
I'm like 50 chapters in.
There you go.
But
How's it going so far?
I love it. It's such a fun ride. Even though I haven't read in a month, but I'm in my Akane Banashi arc right now. But
hell yeah,
we'll get there.
Ooh, yeah, it's good.
Yes, it is good. It is gas, dropping the good shit.
I love the expressions. They're so just fire.
Good stuff. Very good stuff. I love the ye old Rakugoka stories. Just because it's sorry, this is a huge sidetrack, but I love all that ye old Japanese shit. So
yeah, dude, the medieval
criticisms of Chainsaw Man.
Criticisms of Chainsaw Man. Yeah, you were saying it's the mangaka's job to not frustrate the reader. I tend to let people play things. I tend to play it as it lays, so to speak. Like, if Fujimoto wants to piss everybody off with his story, do your thing, dude.
That is true. That's absolutely so true. If this is what he wants to do, absolutely power to him. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But I think, as far as reception, if a mangaka is gonna purposely or coincidentally frustrate his fan base, whatever criticisms come from there are warranted.
We're criticism are valid. We're still his readers, right?
Yes, we all want to see it, dude. Give us what we want. Fujimoto, stop playing with us. Okay.
Yeah, give us Asa back.
Yes.
I
Give
want.
back Asa back. This
You
is
are Asa back. Very important.
this is my biggest complaint, which I let me pull from Amelie here, who in the friend of the show, guest in one of the episodes, I forgot which one. Also commenter on this thread. I don't like how Asa becoming a famous devil hunter happened off screen. That kind of character development would have been fun to
Ah,
see.
yes.
I really hate that the Yoshida versus Asa in your fight appears to have been skipped over. Maybe we'll get back to it. Maybe. Maybe next chapter, guys. Maybe next chapter. I
Yeah, we got the shonen time skip. It's kind of. Mm.
yeah, I really agree with that one. I think it's lame. This is minus Yoru content, the best character in your series. Why
Yeah,
are you skipping over the best character in your series? Doing cool stuff. Everybody would have liked that. It would have been fun to draw. Literally, you could have done one chapter, 10 pages of just like Asa and Yoru being badass fighting a
this
devil, and
is
everyone would be
Fandom.
like, this is peak
Yeah,
fiction.
growing the relationship.
Yeah, this is peak fiction, peak sisterism. We all love Asa, we all love
Yeah.
Yoru. Fujimoto God.
I think the time skip is. I think the time skip is the biggest showing of the dichotomy of the series right now, because I think after the one shots, he would love to do some like straight up psychological like drama horror stuff.
Yeah.
But he's still serializing in the Shonen Jump, yes, even though it's Shonen Jump Plus. And he still has those shonen tropes thrown into this, and they just not always working out when they're mixed together. At least I think so.
I think
Yeah.
it's more the standard, like not tropes, but standards. Like
Yeah,
The
the
yeah,
standards,
yeah. I wish he could branch out more.
yeah.
It's kind of
I mean,
seeing him
he
fully.
he said that he wanted to create completely different story from part one
right.
with part two. I think there was this one of his comments, and
Yeah,
he's definitely trying to do this, but I don't know. Maybe it's like the problem with the second entry in the series, and he will perfect uh,
You're a part three
the
believer like me.
recipe in the third part.
You're a part three believer like me. Hell
Yeah.
arc. Hell part coming. I'm a believer in that. Um that I mean obviously for personal reasons I have just so many complaints about Asa not being in the story enough because I want to see Yoru. I want to know about Yoru. I don't give a shit about anything. Yoru, this
you,
goddamn
you
guy.
can say I don't give a shit about Denji. That's okay. We know.
I don't care. Look, who cares about this kid, dude? Let's go on Chainsaw Man. Boo, loser.
Yeah,
Titular
that's
I
character
that's the
actually
of the
point.
series. Ooh. Oh, I'm Chainsaw
I
Man.
don't
This
have
show's
I don't
about
have the
me.
the
Okay.
I don't have the thread pulled up right now. But I thought of something that has felt off for a while now, and I'm not sure if anyone else said this. But what does Nayuta know? What does Nayuta not know? And why won't she
Mhm.
tell Denji these things? And why is it Denji getting
Yeah,
upset that he's kept in the dark? What like are we not going to see? Is he going to be like, "Yo, Naruto, what the fuck? Why don't you just tell me this?" Like, are we not going to see that?
I was like, we
I
have had
want to see
one
that.
chat. We
That's
have had one.
fine.
We have had one chapter since that dropped. So we have had one chapter, and
It's
Do we have
not
only
fine.
one? Wait, what?
yeah,
It's been like 2 months.
it's been a month, brother.
Fuck me, dude. Oh,
Losing
my
track.
lord.
No Chainsaw Man's making this guy lose his mind.
Holy shit.
It's actually only been 3 weeks.
And all that Denji said was, "Eh,
I
what?"
mean,
Yeah,
I
that's true. Yeah.
know.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens next chapter then.
Yeah,
I
we've had one
I think
chapter where they're
next
like
chapter. I know this is
2 minutes
the
left.
point of this video, but I think next chapter will have like actually Denji expressing his thoughts. I pray,
Yes,
please, God, let us know,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
please.
this, a lot of the tension with like Denji, what's going on with you, will break probably next chapter because he's all up against the wall. As of filming this episode, we
Yeah.
are waiting on chapter 148, where a man has accused Denji of being a Chainsaw Man wannabe. He's not just being. It's not just this guy's.
Mr. Little Arm.
It's yeah, Mr. Foreshortening. It's not just that he is
Yeah.
not Chainsaw Man. It's that he's faking being. That's nasty, bro. That's disrespect. The Denji disrespect has begun.
That's
Well,
It's awesome.
I just remembered one thing that I wanted to point out. The cliffhangers have been kind of lacking as of late. Don't you agree? Like the last chapter's cliffhanger wasn't that great. The Katana Man cliffhanger wasn't kind of like
I mean, that was really
wow.
a cliffhanger.
Um,
That was kind of like a badass.
I mean, like the ending, like
I'm Katana Man. Watch me
ow.
chop. But yeah, I do think
But the Denji being called out by the random pedestrian isn't like the big best cliffhanger in my opinion.
uh
It's certainly, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of what contributed to uh the meh of last chapter, we did a decent amount of talking about it, is yeah. I guess that is it's a pretty lackluster cliffhanger. I actually think if it were maybe like these shading and art issues that were in
yes,
last
yeah.
chapter, if they weren't there, and there weren't like a 2 week break before and a 2 week break after it,
And
uh,
if it weren't
mhm.
only
it
Halloween, mind you.
yeah,
It was pretty. We
it would
kind of
be
had
it would
to.
probably be seen a little more favorably, especially because if we think about it, the payoff from that is probably going to be pretty funny.
I mean, it's
Like
pretty
whatever
pretty
wherever next
awesome.
chapter starts, it's probably going to be pretty funny.
I am
So
actually pretty. Honestly, I actually really liked that cliffhanger because I'm like, oh shit, it's happening, dude. Like Denji's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
to
yeah.
lose
Me
his damn
too.
mind. Like, oh, he's completely falling apart. He's losing everything, man. He's gonna. Oh man, who
He's
knows
gonna
what he's
put
gonna
you.
do? I will say, if it is just Denji going, huh, and then some more random shit happens, that's pretty fraudulent.
well, I didn't expect that.
What? Who would have thought that, man?
If we're
If
gonna talk
that's gonna
about
happen.
if we're gonna talk about cliffhangers, I have like this has been on my mind for like a couple of months now, maybe even more.
Let's
When
go.
Naruto turned Yoru into like a dog. You could say a
Yes.
dog, right? We never got like a payoff of Denji's Inasa state or what Denji thought of it afterwards or anything.
Uh,
I'm, I'm,
yeah.
I'm dying here. I need the crumbs, please, please.
Zuzu is dying of no
Fujimoto,
Asadan.
Monsieur Fujimoto, please. I need some crumbs. I'm a little,
Yeah.
I'm a little peasant. Please. This is so
I don't
horrible.
know. I don't know. Asa, like, we're struggling to get Asa and Yoru on the page at all. I don't know how. I don't know about Asa. That might be. It might be a long road back to Asa. Well, you never know with Chainsaw Man. That's the thing. Chainsaw Man turns on a dime. 1 minute, you're wallowing in misery, and Asa's sad about her cat, and the next minute, Asa then is flying through the sky. So you never, you really never
In a change.
can tell. Kishibe could come back next chapter. Kobeni could come back next chapter. Asa could just show up next chapter. We
I
have a
mean,
whole
I feel
time
like
skip.
Kogani is less likely to come back, but
Please don't say
Kishibe.
We're still waiting for Reze.
that. Oh
I
I feel
yes.
so bad.
I also I will say the past like 10 chapters in general, while it's fun and hype and whatnot, it has been a bit of a shit show of callbacks to old characters. Where it's just like, remember this character?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, remember this
oh,
character? Okay. And like as
We're
cool as it could be and as fun as it could be, I'm certain there's a narrative purpose for it. But it does feel like
Right.
I guess the point as a whole is to bring the hybrids back, I guess. But
Hmm.
Right.
I was hoping that maybe it could be more spaced out or made feel more impactful. Because at this point, like we had Miri Sugo come back, and that was really cool. We saw it, and it was like, oh, it's the guy like from
Hey,
part one,
sword guy.
and then we got then we got Baron back, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I wonder what this is leading to. And then we get Whip, Spear, and Whip and
Quanxi
Spear, I
and
guess.
Katana.
And Quan
Yeah,
Like,
Chi,
Quan Chi Katana.
Katana.
It all
Everybody
comes, and
except
then
for
every
Rizzo
time
is
someone
back.
new comes, it's just like, okay,
Well, there's
okay,
only
this is
one left,
cool.
so.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, exactly.
volume 16 ends on the Katana Man review, so that's like if we're getting into Vol 17, then it's gonna be a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
Enough
yeah.
of callbacks. Let's get into it.
Yes, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Make something happen. Develop it now. We got
weird.
all these characters.
We had Quan Chi doing her thing last time. Don't forget, we
That's
got
true.
Quan Chi's been putting in work. All right, she's literally been
Quan Chi fans
carrying
eat
the
good right now.
story. She was literally carrying the story last chapter.
Over Herschel,
She
yeah.
picked up the three central characters and was like, "I'm moving you downstairs. We're jumping off the roof," which was kind of cool.
You know, I do have a complaint about Quan Chi. She needs more
Yes,
muscles.
that is true.
true.
That's a
Not that I'm
fair.
gonna
That's a
kill
very
you.
fair complaint.
I'm
That is
literally
true.
gonna kill him.
If she is
I,
not,
I, I'm gonna. I'm gonna write a note to Fujimoto right now.
she's
This
not
is unacceptable.
She's not ripped on that suit. Because Denji bulked up, and Barem is bulking up before our very eyes.
Stop with the girls, guys.
Oh,
What
He's
the
swelling every week.
Okay,
Brem's in the wrong manga.
that's way too weird. Swelling up. What are you talking about?
He's gonna. The buttons are just gonna
Like
be
a
like,
balloon?
boom. Yeah, he's gonna fucking pop his
He's
shirt
about to
off.
be. He's about to be like the "Look at me, Hector" meme.
Yeah, there you go, dude. It's gonna happen soon. Barem Boogism will have our day very soon.
Absolutely.
There's no question.
That's a cult I'm down with.
Again, I do.
Their introductions have been also.
Oh yes.
Yes?
You can go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Their introductions have also been pretty jarring because, like, up to the Falling Devil, like, until the aftermath of Falling Devil, we had like 7 characters. And after their introductions, we got all the hybrids back. We got the Nail and Hammer Devil. We got Fumiko. We got Nobana back. We had like 15 freaking characters. And where's the screen time for all of them? Like, it's not present yet, at least, but it's a lot of characters, in my
Right.
opinion. A bit too much. A
Yeah.
bit too much.
We've got quite a few characters in the mix now. That takes me to another one of our hate thread comments. Not enough Haruka,
Oh, let's go.
Nobana, or Seigi. Now, full disclosure, this is from like a Haruka fan account, so this is sort of in the same category as my no Yoru.
Wait, let me find that so I can block this account. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, please no. Especially Haruka. Yeah, of course. It seems like he's part of something larger than just being the leader of the church, as he's met with Fami and Rem, which I agree with. And Nobana is his right hand man, or something. I don't know. Who knows? But we rarely see him, and it feels like he knows about the Boar Devil, knows about Asa, some kind of devil. He's the one who saw their date. He heard about Denji's rules. He
Yeah.
knows about the church. He knows the leader of the church personally. He
there?
knows about the guns in the basement. Like this
He
guy
knows.
Yeah, this guy is a fucking knower. He's a knower and a watcher.
He's a nerd.
What's he up to? We don't know anything about this
It is
guy.
incredibly disheartening to me that one of the best pieces of Chainsaw Man Part 2 criticism that we've received so far comes from a fucking Haruka Isayumi fan account.
I mean,
To be
the
honest,
Haruka
Holy
fans-
shit. That's a
Har-
fantastic
You
point.
should never
Haruka-
doubt. Never.
Yes, Haruka knows. His fans know. That's how it's.
That's true, yeah.
No, they're knowers. They just know.
That I a meme on my channel is I fucking hate Haruka.
Come on,
Why?
what's
Like I
wrong
don't
Why?
with
actually,
you?
Why?
I don't actually hate him, but like it's like a meme where it's because he seems so bullyable
Forget?
after like the chapter where he came in and he kept getting interrupted when he was trying to introduce himself,
Yeah, he
and
is.
but like after that it's been like a huge meme on my channel of like I fucking hate Haruka, like this guy's annoying, I hate him,
I mean,
and
he was mean to Asami Taka, which is unforgivable.
he was, yeah, but
Very mean.
and it's also it's like because he was all talk, but
Yeah, I know.
it's there is so much going on around him, and we have so little of him that
Yes.
it's a incredible point that we haven't. But like we don't have the development that we need from him. Like there's so many characters now. There's so much going on, and maybe hybrids have taken the spotlight. But it is like I remember when I reread the chapter where Haruka sees their date plans.
Right.
I remember thinking recently, I was like, yeah, what the hell was that about? Like, what did he see?
Why did he do that? Did he follow them to their house?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Did he tell Yoshida like
Yeah.
what's going on, or did he tell Cammy? I don't know.
What's going on with this?
So that's another thing. It could just be like a forgotten plot thread that never
No,
gets wrapped up.
I don't think so. I think Haruka has some moves to make in the story. Again,
He's too plot relevant to be dropped off, in my opinion.
yeah, I think he's been set up. He's been tied into all sorts of things, and he knows all sorts of information. So he will come around. He will have his time to do his things.
He could save Asa then.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, who knows? He could end up being
Awesome.
the hero of the story.
He
Also,
saves.
it sounded probably very very mean of me to say that keep from a fucking Haruka stand account. It's just part of the bit. Like I don't actually mean like, oh, it's cringe to have a Haruka stand. No, it's just part of
I
the
mean,
the
it
bit.
is, but
Yeah.
I can't say shit. Look at my fucking account. uh, it is cringe, but to be cringe is to be free.
Right.
To be cringe is to be truly based.
To be cringe is to be everything.
There you go. Life lessons on the public safety special broadcast.
Are there
I
any
think.
more comments?
Oh, there's so many. Um, this one in relation to that, because this is sort of my take with it. I think there's plenty of. I mean, this story probably has at least another year and a half of serialization to run. So, and again, like I said, Chainsaw Man turns on a dime, so you'll be like waiting for things to pay off, and then all of a sudden, Aki's dead and he's the gun fiend, right? Like
There's
you're like, oh, Aki's
Oh.
lifespan keeps going down. What's gonna happen? And then he's just
there's
you're like,
also a lot
I
like
wish
over
I wish I never said that. I just should have said that, dude. Ah.
there's a lot of recontextualization
Yeah.
after a lot of chapters.
Yes.
So we just don't know. We just don't know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff we don't know, but this is a good point. From Wolver, Fujimoto keeps sidelining
Wolver, I hardly
stuff.
know her.
Okay.
Someone laugh at
Fujimoto
that, please.
I laughed a little bit. Fujimoto keeps sidelining stuff, especially with Asa. I know we aren't focused on it right now, but I want to see how she responded to fame. I want to know how she and Yoru got even closer, but no. And the broad comment that he keeps sidelining stuff is real. Where is Fami? Where are
It's
the
not there.
where are the goons? This did not happen in part one at all, I don't think. Like did anything ever
I
get
mean,
sidelined?
we got a little from Denji at the
Yeah.
end, no? About
Yeah. I mean, there was stuff that got like put off at the end for part two. But like the story in
it's
part
not.
one. Oh, go ahead.
No. You continue.
Okay.
I just respond to what you were saying.
The story
That
in part one was very much like straight line, you know.
mhm.
Arc begins. This is what's going on. The stuff happens. The arc ends. new arc starts. This is what's going on. The stuff happens. The arc ends, which is has its problems. Like, um, my part one complaint back when I was reading it was that it was such a straight line that the weekly serial was kind of like boring, like was kind of a drag at times because it was so much like, okay, now he's fighting Reze, and then the Reze fight's going, and there's like no question in your mind what's gonna happen next chapter. It's like he gets on Beam's back, and you're like, okay, he's gonna ride around on Beam's back, and then you open the next chapter, and he rides around on Beam's back, and you're like, yep, that's what happened, and like it's fun, it's cool, but as a week by week experience, where's the tension? Where's the
It
drama?
was it was not as hard back then because what makes it so difficult now. It is, and I think this is probably what you're getting at with it is that there is so much more expectation now, and especially like a lot of people binge read part one,
Right.
and there were some chapters that were just solely fights in part one were like kind of a drag to get through. I remember there's one specific fight chapter where there was a 2 week break after it because it was like Golden Week or something,
Right.
and I was like the like disintegrating emoji, like,
Nothing,
uh,
nothing's happening.
it, but
Yeah.
I think in
Oh,
I think I froze. Oh, there we go.
you did.
Yeah. In part, especially like with the Reze arc and then to the International Assassins arc, which a lot of people like to consider that the peak of Chainsaw Man. I don't necessarily think it's the peak, but I do think those are fantastic elevated arcs.
I
But
gotta
in,
see
in
what
those
you're
arcs
talking
in
about.
specific, it
Mm-hmm.
was hard, it was easier to wait weekly because of the smaller scale of what's going on. Like,
Mm,
we were all super invested in Reze and the Reze arc, who is this seemingly seemingly love interest character that's turned antagonist. Uh, and it was just the interest was there every week to see if
right.
Denji would at least get to talk to Reze again
I
and
know.
like talk her out of whatever's going on or
I
something. But
know. Yes.
obviously it was fruitless.
Yeah, there's a little. It's a lot more opaque of like where the story is going. So you're just like every week, like I don't know what the fuck is going on here, and so I'm kind of interested to like know like the the war Chainsaw Man War chapter revealed a lot of stuff. That was kind of this very satisfying moment of like, oh, here we go. Okay, let's go. And
Showdown time.
yeah, and now we're getting the whole now we're getting it all, but it's taking its time to play out. Which is like I honestly, you said that about the Reze arc. That was one of the arcs where I stopped reading it weekly in part one because I was just like, I can't wait for this. Like, I gotta know what happens with him and Reze. I just can't fucking, you know, slog through this fight. I'm just gonna wait till he finishes drawing the fight, and then I'm gonna come back and read it all in one go so I can just know what happens instead of being like, no, tell me. That happened a few times in part one for me. Again, because it was such a straight line story. It's like I see where it's going. I'm just gonna wait until we get there and then boom, read the whole chunk. Yes. But coming back to Wolver's comment, things keep getting sidelined. One of the things that I think actually might have gotten forgotten was the bully. Asa's like the surviving bully.
The freckled?
Yeah,
The freckled
Freckles.
one?
Freckles. Yeah.
Yes.
She had a
Yes.
whole panel
Yeah,
for
it's
her
it's
at
a
the
meme
end
to
of the
say it.
annual
Wait,
art.
not
But
wait,
Yeah.
wait, wait, wait. Now that you say, it's interesting how like the chapter we're gonna get right now is gonna address that issue that like Denji is impersonating the Chainsaw Man, right? She could be one
right.
of those people who come up and say, "Yeah, that's the guy. That's him,"
Does she
right?
know that it's Denji though?
Yeah.
I don't think she
I don't
saw
know.
it's Denji. he didn't.
Oh
He
wait,
was.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wait, oh holy fuck. Yeah, I forgot. Wait, okay, she might be cooking though,
I
because
know.
I forgot
Yeah.
that she saw that go down.
Yeah, she
I
saw
forgot about that.
everything go
Yeah,
down. She saw
Yeah,
Yoru.
yeah.
She saw Yoru yelling about Chainsaw Man. She could have been. She might have been the one who reported Asa to public safety. That could
she
be.
could be.
That could
She's
be.
an op too.
She. I mean, she's been
I
an
mean,
op, right, since day one.
Yeah,
Fujimoto did a lot of planning for
Bullying
this
builds
part,
character.
definitely.
Yes, Fujimoto's definitely done a lot of planning. I do think all of this is laid out like, the Quan Chi chapter we just got. People were like, "What is this?" Da da da. But it's very much like, I mean, if you think about the setup of the story at that moment, it's very much a payoff for lots of different things, including the crop
hmm
top, which is just fucking
I agree.
ludicrous,
I agree.
absolute nonsense right there.
That's
Love
nothing.
that. Yeah, that's some real planning, right? That's a real story planner right there. Um, let's pull in another comment here. It's being silent the most, pretty similar. I don't really agree with that one. Oh, this one. This is a good one. Asa's lack of a central cast of her own, especially since Yuko was killed off so early.
Yes,
I
yes.
Yes,
I
I
could
wish you have
not
like
have more. I could.
absolutely. It's such a fucking good point. Denji has Yoshida's following around. Naita's his kid's sister. Fumiko is this weird freak stalker who won't leave him alone. Miri wants to be his friend. Barem's out to get him. He has this like, just like part one, he's got this like cloud of interesting characters around him. Now Quan Chi is there again. That's
But
fucking
that's
great
not
for him. Yes. Katana
it frustrates
Man.
because it's
What was
so
that?
interesting seeing how she interacts with other characters, especially Yoru. Like it's so frustrating. It's like why does it have to be only Yuko, Denji, and Yoru? Why can't we get
I,
more? Like
I
I
know.
would like to see like her talking to Haruka or Fami more. Like
Yeah,
what
she had some interactions with Fami.
Yes, the
I want to
Fami
I want her to
chapter
meet
was so
Barem.
fun.
She has to meet him.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a big thing that this also is like somewhat related to, with part one was like the public safety arc. What the fuck's going on in my hair right now? Part one was the public safety arc. It and part two, I guess, is supposed to be maybe the school arc or something like that. Why couldn't it have just been more in school? Like, can we go back to
There's no
the school?
studying.
Can I thought Yuko, Yoshida, and Asa were, they had their whole group of devil hunters, and there was one chapter of them searching the school for devils. One chapter of that. And then never again. And it's just like, what the fuck? Even I used to do this thing where I would on my channel's community page, I still do it actually. What grade would you give the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man? A, B, C, D, or F? And then I do like a chapter GPA, because the meme was that, oh, they're in school now,
Right.
and I've been doing it since the beginning, but it's just like, they're not at school.
The meme
Like,
is
when do
that.
these kids go to school? Like, are they learning anything? Like, and it's,
So
oh god, that's the most fucking frustrating part. Where the fuck are these kids going? Like, put them back at school. The last school chapter we got was Naita getting swatted while
they're
eating lunch
starting to
with
start
other middle
your
schoolers.
sound like
No, there was also the Miri introduction chapter, and that
Yes.
was also
Oh,
very
was that after
fun.
that? That was
Like
after that. Yeah, that's true.
all the class scenes were
Yeah.
very fun, very silly. I liked those,
yeah.
and I liked more. But apparently, the world is breaking apart, so we won't get that much anymore.
I mean, I don't
Some,
Oh,
know.
I
This
miss Slice of Life Chainsaw Man.
this is a
yeah, yeah.
world where devils like come in and break shit all the time. I feel like the schools
Yeah.
the schools used to it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well,
Kind
a
of awful.
little
Yes.
too real, yeah.
That brings us to another comment, a good one. minor complaint, but school serves almost no purpose after the Yuko arc.
Exactly.
That's one of the comments. It's like, why is this school? I don't know. I feel like Fujimoto just has a personal beef with school, and he's like, fuck it.
Dude, do you
I
know
hated
how many
school.
one shots he wrote about school? I think he had enough.
He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm not. He's like, you like just read my other shit, dude.
If I
Fuck it.
count on my fingers, it has to be at least 5.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
feel
mean,
that's
Goodbye Area. I mean, both Goodbye Area and Look Back are also about school days to a degree.
I'm thinking Love is Blind, Emoto no Ane,
yeah.
Goodbye Area, Look Back.
His very first one too.
Two Chickens in the Garden?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's at school too. Yeah, it's at a school for aliens. Yeah, there's definitely more. I'm trying to remember.
I'd say
Not that
that
that's
the
important, but
Mermaid Rhapsody is. I feel like it counts. The I turned into a girl syndrome too.
Yeah.
That's
oh yeah. Oh,
everyone, right?
Sasaki stopped the bullet.
Yeah,
Sucked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
8. Okay, that's way more
Yeah.
than I thought.
Hey, there's
Yeah, dude's
again,
tired of school.
I
there's
think he
still
had enough.
time. They'll all go back to school on Monday. It's the weekend in this chapter, I think. In this extended what single day arc we've been in on the roof. The Fire Devil attack is on the weekend, and they'll all go back to school. They'll all go to school after this, and they'll just be in class, and it'll be a Bleach style slice of life interlude. I don't think so.
We've been up on this roof for a long time. Holy shit!
It has been a while.
It's starting to feel like that Yoshioka fight in Vagabond that took like 3 years.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's only been like, I mean, Chainsaw Man fans were also impatient. I think it's been like 3 months or something, 4 months or something of this long climactic battle here with Barem.
It's been like
Another
9 months since the accident date. I'm dissociating right now. This is so
Yeah,
insane to me.
honestly, I'm not sure we're getting any more Asa until 2024. I think you might be.
No!
I think you might
Yeah,
be.
because there's only gonna be like 2 chapters between now and then.
I think we'll
Please.
probably
Should
get
we
Have
do-
like
mercy on me.
a
This is
weekly
already
stretch.
horrible enough.
I think we'll get a
I
weekly
would
stretch.
be fine with a like bi-weekly schedule.
I mean, it was bi-weekly at the
Uh,
start,
I
and it's
feel
been
like
weekly
it's-
now.
Yeah.
or like because there was a great I know I only know this because of a sufferance video, but he was talking about how Sui Ishida, the mangaka behind Tokyo Ghoul, when in his new series Chojin X, he kind of does it on a whenever I feel like it schedule.
Yeah.
But he says that it's been more productive. He puts out more pages of manga per month than he ever did on his soul crushing weekly schedule for Tokyo Ghoul,
Yeah.
where he puts out like maybe 1 to 2 chapters per month. Where that, but each chapter will be like 40 to 50 pages. They're
Yeah,
the chapters
long
are
chapters.
beefier.
Yes.
They're beefier, but like he says that he's way more fulfilled. He doesn't feel as stressed. And it just apparently just like, taking your time, doing your thing makes you way more productive, or at least makes him more productive. So I don't know. I'd be happy with that.
Maybe that's the sign of the things to come for the manga industry. Hopefully.
When I cannot imagine Weekly Shonen Jump switching over to their model from the magazine side, but maybe more so on.
Maybe we'll never do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're gonna publish the actual book every week, right? But maybe more on the Shonen Jump Plus side. I mean, Fujimoto has already kind of set out of like, I'm not gonna stick to a weekly schedule if I don't feel like it or I have other stuff to do.
Hmm.
So we've already seen him do that, and he was It was bi-weekly at the start of part 2 for a long time. It was like when we
I
got
thought it was there's a 2-week break after. No,
no,
maybe it was a
there was
1-week break, then a 2-week break, then a 1-week break. I thought it was always inconsistent.
no, it was like every other week for a long time, like 98.
My
There
shit.
was a break afterwards, and it was like rare to get 2 chapters in a row.
I think
Basically.
that's what made the early part two so, like, the art style a lot more good,
Right.
a lot
The
more
chapters were longer.
given effort.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot more
I feel like we should
detailed.
return to.
He, yeah, he switched it up after Falling, and he pushed it more towards a weekly schedule. I don't know if editorial wanted to do that, or if that was his choice. But I mean, he can decide to go on
The
breaks.
lineup is much thicker right now.
Yeah, I don't know why.
The lineup is much thicker, less detailed.
I don't know why he did that though. Like, he doesn't have to do that. I feel like this line art would also look okay with thinner lines. Who knows?
The first 3 chapters of part 2 were weekly.
We're weekly.
I mean, he probably drew them beforehand.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
Pre-rendered. There
I think it's
was
good.
there was another one I wanted to pull up here about the school thing. I still think the line art looks good. I think it was a little. I think the last chapter was just not finished. Like, it just got crunched, and there were just things that weren't done.
The last chapter is the only chapter I had any problem with any of the
Yeah.
art. Or I guess there's 112 as well. I remember seeing that and being like, huh, maybe this needs a break.
I mean,
But
there's things here and there, but it's like, I mean, it happens in manga, you know. Some panels just aren't. You're just like, whatever. That's just, they're just standing there.
that horrifying background Fumiko picture.
Yeah, dude. You know what? Fumiko looks like shit, and no one cares. You know, fuck her anyway. I would like here comment from Selena Moondweller 5, spelled in a strange way. You'll see it on the screen. I would like to see Denji actually deal with schoolwork and see his thoughts about actual schooling, and maybe have him reminisce about Reze. I agree with this. This is a big point
I
of the
agree
whole
as well.
Yes, huge point of the whole Bomb Girl arc. So Denji's never been to school. He was wondering what school is
He's
like.
definitely failing all his classes.
I mean, he's so cooked.
I mean,
Yeah.
you saw his teacher. He was mad at him. Like,
Yeah.
it probably happened way more than once.
Fights?
Doc's probably repeating so many years. He's gonna graduate when he's like 27.
Oh god.
If he repeats a year, though, then he'll be in the same year as Asa. Maybe that's the payoff for all of this.
Is Denji the year above Asa?
I don't know.
He seems to be 1 year older. I think he's 18 years old by now in the manga.
He is 18.
Yeah,
at the fight.
by technicality, I don't know. Yeah,
That's not
You never
okay.
know.
but
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Let
No, no.
me.
by the timeline Fujimoto has set up, he's 18.
He's 18.
But if Fujimoto were like, he's actually still 17, like I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. But by everything we know, he is 18.
Okay, Denji also does not know his own.
I think if
So, yes.
I think if part one started from 1997, but it's like the late 1997, then he might not be 18 yet. But yeah,
Well, he turned 17 in
No.
September of 1997, which is when I was born. And then
Right.
he apparently now we're like 6 months from whenever the prophecy was in the year of our Lord 1999 or 2000, whenever it was. And I'm not the person to explain this because I cannot think coherently.
In
But somehow the
1997,
math's at 18 somehow.
in 1997, he was 16 and he turned 17. So 2 years later, he is 18 and he turns 19 in 1999. He was born in 1980.
So you're telling me 2 plus 16 is in fact 18.
Yes, you
Crazy.
just gotta do some
So,
Mathematician Doves here.
He has been 18.
he has a PhD for this.
Professor Doves.
He has
Yeah.
been 18 probably this entire time of parts 2. We are looking at
Would it
Denji,
be inaccurate to
the
call
young
you Dr.
man.
Doves? Like
No, but don't do that. It's not inaccurate. Please do not. I don't want to be associated with the doctor disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my.
Oh, okay.
This is not my
Ooh.
brand. I'm not touching that branding. You know what I mean? The branding has been cooked forever.
you don't want to cheat on your wife.
Yeah. Dude, I have to.
Okay.
I'm not even at the point of having a wife. We're not even at that level, dude. Like,
It's so bad.
you know, I can't even consider the option.
You should hit up Dr. Disrespect's wife.
Okay. No, thank you.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good on that one. Oh yeah, I want to see Denji doing school stuff. I want to see how he feels about school. He wanted to be in school. He's in school now. Like, this again goes back to the Denji introspection stuff. It's like how does he feel about school? You know, how does Asa feel about school? I mean, obviously she didn't have very many good feelings about it in '98,
Well, she
but
said
like,
she only comes to school to study, so that was like out of I think it was
mm,
out of hateful feeling towards other people, like feeling jealous and
yeah,
just focusing on the work instead.
right.
I seriously think that right now nobody's studying there. Literally nobody's studying there.
I
I
know.
Everyone's too busy
imagine,
killing devils.
yeah. I imagine Fujimoto saw Sawako Kuronuma and was like, "Let's make her cringe." And so,
Oh God, that's
Asa's probably a fantastic student. You know, no friends. She's always just studying.
I mean,
Parallel the Kimi
yeah,
ni Todoke. But,
yes. The
I mean,
Kimi Todoke. Oh, go ahead.
when she went on one of her tangents about like when she got stood up, she said that I'm glad that he stood me up because I can do my homework right now or something like that.
That's
If
true.
I got it right.
I'm focusing on my studies to get ready for the college exams, which apparently is some reason still a thing in a world where like 7 out of 20 people get eaten by devils. But okay.
That's even the point, right?
Yeah.
College. Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
fine.
yeah. I hope Benny wanted to go to college though. Shout out to Benny. I hope she's fucking getting her higher. I hope she's pursuing her education.
my Kobeni shrine. With my
Please,
Ah,
Kobeni, return. Kobeni, return. She's a
Kobeni is
voice
getting her
actor.
education right now. She's too busy
Yeah,
reading manga.
I hope so. We all hope Kobeni is just chilling, vibing. I don't really think so. She knew too much, and she was a good devil hunter. So I don't know why Kishibe would just let her wander off, but maybe she did. Maybe she did. You know, I think we got a lot of good hating in here. I think we covered a lot of the most of the comments. Everything else was in
oh,
similar
really?
genre. Yeah,
Do
pretty.
you want to like lightning round off any of the remaining ones? Just quickly, just be like,
Yes,
this might be silly. This.
some of the good ones. Not enough Denji from a Denji fan. Thank you for that. Fumiko is still alive. Yes, we're all waiting for her to die. Too much Yoru from one of my haters. Shut the fuck up. Not enough Asa. That's for real.
Yes,
I need more Asa fight scenes. I totally agree with that.
true.
No Denji last name reveal. That is truly cruel.
Devastating.
Um, yeah. Where's the Hayakawa Denji? Please confirm
We
it.
need that canon. It's been too.
We need
Uh, yes. And I think that's about it for that comment thread. Thank you everyone who commented in there. Any last complaints before we sign off here at the hour mark? Last things you would like to say, Fujimoto? You are a fraud, and you fell off.
I have somewhat of a bold statement and I guess overall criticism of part two.
Okay.
And I guess this will come off. This is probably I can't imagine this will come off well, even though I don't mean it from a bad place. I think that part 2 of Chainsaw Man has brought out uh a lot of just cringe and like I like not saying because most Chainsaw Man fans are fantastic, cool, lots of awesome discussion, but it's brought a lot of cringe out of the fan base.
Mm.
I think a lot of toxicity and just a lot of like it's made a lot of part 2 discourse. Not a lot. Most part 2 discourse is fire. I feel like everything that I see like in like the Dove's cinematic universe is like fire.
I cultivate
Lots of
a
cool
little
stuff going around.
sphere,
Like
yeah.
everyone that we know here, I think there's a lot of really awesome stuff going on. It's a great
Yes.
community. But
Listen,
there's a lot of
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man related discussion since part 2 came out has been exhausting
yeah,
to witness. And
Yeah.
it's taken my passion out of talking about it a little bit.
yeah.
Uh and it's just like there's so little it's just it's impossible for any community to stay healthy. Like lots of
I do think some
I'm
of
sorry, this
this
sounds
has
probably
come
pretty
from.
incoherent.
So I do think a lot of what you're talking about has come from the fact that Chainsaw Man fandom has gotten a lot larger over the past year,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
year, two
especially because
years.
of the anime.
Since the anime, since part two started, I mean, part two beginning was incredibly hype and is still just really great, and like it
Yeah.
has remained very good. Like I don't know, you know it's not all peaks. It's peaks and valleys. We've been in a long valley here. We're in the cave, as I
Mm,
call these arcs, after the Eureka 7 cave arc, which is like this, where you're just like, fuck, please move on from this suffering. Ah, help.
I
You know,
think it's gonna make a lot of sense when we get it like
right.
printed and we're gonna get all the translations and just
Yeah.
read it in one go. But right now, can
It's,
you at least a little bit ponder to the fans, please? Just
yes,
a little
please.
bit.
Lemon juice. I
Anyway,
mean, to
Frodo,
keep
I
some.
live in your walls.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Quan Chi fans have been eating good though. Quan Chi Nation is way up, incredibly up
Oh,
right
It
now.
got revived basically.
Yeah, Quan Chi completely, totally back. Incredible. I love that. But we're in the cave right now, and we have this big fandom that came from like the anime, which is like hype fights, and part one, which was also
they
kind of like
don't
hype
know yet.
fights.
They don't
Yeah,
know anything.
yeah. So we got
It's
this big fandom, and they're just sitting around looking at fucking all what people are talking about, and they're just like blah, 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 blah. It makes
the dude
things,
bros.
yeah, it makes things fucking it derails things quite a bit because then people are like yelling at the people who are being dumb because they're just like dumb randos, and then everything gets fucking, and then it's completely off the rails. So we're not even talking
Bizarre.
about the
Yeah.
manga anymore, you know?
That's true, yeah. I guess it's the anime's fault then, not part 2, but well, part 2
Mostly,
does
yeah.
it brought in a lot of people.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
To
yeah.
be honest, I
It's
completely forgot we're getting another part. So like I joined in a little bit late. I don't know if I said that any
oh
like
yeah, yeah.
podcast, but
You
yeah,
didn't realize.
I
I
think I remembered only when the anime got announced, like the episode started coming out. I was like, oh my fucking god, I completely forgot about that. How
I
could I?
forgot the mangas keep going. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had honestly lost hope in like the year of silence for Fujimoto. I was like,
Oh
I think
god.
Chainsaw Man. Like, if that's the end of Chainsaw Man, I mean, that's really good, right? Like, that was a great ending of part one.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I was like, if he just like never did anything again, I guess that's it. I was like, oh
But we got
no.
more.
And then we got the
He
two
left us hanging for like an hour. Then he was like, "Yeah, by the way, there's an anime and a part 2."
and two one shots. He just came with the two one shots, like, ah.
Yeah.
So let me just release 2 of the greatest comics of all time. Boom, bam, and you're like, what? And he's like, I'm gonna release this one weird one shot, and then we're gonna do part 2, and you're like, oh
It's
my
just
god,
too good.
this
I think
guy's
Just
crazy.
listen to the song is seriously underrated. That shit was so good.
for
It's
real.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
great.
I
It's
think he
it's
just
it's.
I like
absolutely
that
loves
song.
stories. He's really committed.
I mean, he's obsessed. I think
Obsessed, yeah, probably.
he's getting into that Miyazaki, like that Hayao Miyazaki mode of where like
Oh yeah.
this has completely consumed his life, and now he hates it, but he will never stop, and it is a curse. Like he's like, I hate anime, I hate anime fans, I never want to make an anime again. He says it after every single time. Every single time Miyazaki
Yeah,
does a
Miyazaki's
movie,
already back writing a new movie.
he's fucking every single time he's like, I'm never doing this again. This sucks. Y'all are stupid. I hate y'all. Weebs are trash and cringe. Otaku are stinky. And then he's like back in the studio making another one. He does it
He's
every
going
single time.
to he's gonna be the oldest living man still writing movies. Like The Boy and the Heron, or How Do You Live? That's his like 7th to last movie.
I know.
Dog's got like 100 more in him. He will not
I'm
die. He will
starting to
keep making
pray for
movies.
him to just quit. Like,
He's
bro,
trying
it's enough. It's
again.
enough.
Like literally he cannot. It's like he's literally retired so many times, and then like someone will make a movie in his studio and he's like, you suck. I will not stand for this. This is
I
trash.
can't let my son make another movie.
Yeah, this is garbage.
I'm
I
gonna make another one just to spite
yeah.
him.
That's how I feel about Fujimoto's. Like, I wish I could just, write comics. And it's like, yeah, man, act like you, Tatsuki Fujimoto, will stop drawing. Yeah, sure, dude. Sure. It does sound. I bet it does sound
It's like
nice.
he has like the monkey's paw, where he's like, I wish to become a famous mangaka, and like the finger curls. It's like, okay, now you have to do this till you die.
I don't know if he
It's
has
about
time.
everyone.
Bro's obsessed. If he did, though, he's got a great catalog already, which we will discuss in future episodes of the Public Safety Special
Yeah,
Podcast. Next week when the new chapter drops. Very exciting. I'm very excited for it.
I'm very
I feel
excited
like,
as well. It's gonna be.
yeah,
We're all very excited.
I
I
beg
feel
for
like
at least 20 pages. At least 20 pages. This has been a rough month for
I
us.
feel like it'll be it might be longer, but I feel like it'll probably be around 16.
It will be the fastest 14 pages of your life. I just
Yeah.
want everyone to temper their expectations.
Why?
You will read it in 2 minutes, and it's gonna be like, oh,
I
I
will
waited 2 weeks
say,
for that.
I mean,
yeah,
probably.
there
We
was a
shouldn't get
2 week
our hopes
break.
up.
There was a 2 week break once before a 10-page chapter, but
Yes. Oh my god, that was so good.
Ooh,
it was the
which one was it?
it was the Starfish Riz chapter. It's 10
Oh,
pages long.
Yes.
right,
Yes.
right. Yeah.
But people
I
had
remember.
no complaints.
Yeah.
People had no complaints because it was a great chapter. That's good. So I feel like even if it's short, we'll probably get something nice coming through off a break that I think he just took to take a break. I don't think there's anything special going on unless he's making promo materials for the jump stage coming in early
Ooh, right.
early December, where a big announcement
I wonder
is
what.
potentially on the. I wonder what they're gonna talk
I
about.
wonder.
Mappa
The
just
Chainsaw Man anime is canceled.
No.
no,
That's
No.
yes.
you're
Unfortunately,
the
we're
you're the
not
Fujimoto
getting it.
devil.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
that would be so sick. Mappa finished Attack on Titan. They're done with that. Finally.
They actually locked the door on their studio so that the animators have to make Chainsaw Man season 2.
Yeah. And the animator's like, oh great, we can go outside.
No.
And they're like, nope. Nuh-uh, we're shipping you over to Chainsaw Man. Sorry
They have
guys.
like armed guards at the front.
So more than likely we'll see the anime announcement. Don't yell at me if it doesn't become true. But that's the vibe we're seeing. So he might have been working on promo materials for that, in which case we'll just get a normal length chapter. But regardless, the story is coming to a head. Denji is going to be a fraud. We'll talk about that next time on the next episode of the Public Safety Special Broadcast. Thank you to guests, hosts for coming through, and thank you to everyone who listened all the way to the end. You are the real ones. Like, subscribe, comment, go follow everyone on Twitter and stuff. Everyone in the thread who commented, they're all cool people. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.